You Know Who with FAU. FAU Today. The who, what, where, when, and all about FAU.
Hi, I'm Kory Mitchell, and this is FAU Today. Today's show will be covering everything FAU for Boca Raton and the South Florida community.
It's an interactive radio show that can be heard and seen on wwnnradio.com and amp2.tv.
Everything I need to know about FAU sports is right here.
Simply go to amp2.tv or call 1-866-224-5422. And now it's Kory Mitchell and friends on FAU Today.
Welcome to FAU Today with Kory Mitchell and friends. Before I begin the show, I want to thank all my listeners who are tuned in right now on WNN 1470 and all my listeners worldwide who is viewing the show on amp2.tv. To participate in the show, call in at 888-565-1470. Again, the number is 888-565-1470. On today's show, we're going to talk about FAU events for the upcoming March of April. We're going to talk about a doo-wop show that took place this past Saturday. And I must warn all our listeners, I don't know anything about doo-wop, so don't call in harassing me. I have some juicy football stories to talk about, some baseball news, and to round it out, we're going to talk about the Final Four. With that being said, we have a special guest on the show. You might have heard her 30 minutes ago. You might even heard her 5 minutes ago. We have Tracy Marks with us, and we're going to talk student loans.
Well, thank you, Kory. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Well, how are you?
I'm doing great. Much better.
And for this show, FAU Today, I'm pretty sure you just heard on the intro, is everything you can imagine FAU. And incorporated with that is actually paying for your classes and how you pay for those classes. And this is where we work hand in hand.
Absolutely, because you do have to pay for those classes. No matter what, they're going to come after you. So that's the number one thing you got to know about student loans. They don't go away. And although they might have told you they will work with you, well, that's not quite exactly true. The government has things to work you, but if you've taken out private loans, you do not ever want to miss a payment. Now, you don't have private loans, do you?
Yes, and as we were speaking towards the end of your show, I go to school through the Bright Futures Scholarship. That's for Florida students. Thank God for the Bright Futures Scholarship. The Pell Grant. Thank God for the Pell Grant.
Thank God.
And unfortunately, I have to take out federal loans. And I'm personally in debt south of $30,000 for my bachelor's degree at FAU.
Oh, well, you're one of the luckier ones, believe it or not, because if
30,000 is lucky?
Yeah, wow. There's a lot of people that are graduating. You know, your medical, your law degrees, you're talking, depending on what kind of school you go to, too, has a big difference in what you pay. But you can pay upwards of 75 grand for some of these degrees, some of these schools. Actually, some of the for nonprofit schools, although they're more expensive with different scholarships and things they have, sometimes they actually come out cheaper. So you really have to check out on that kind of thing. So you have government loans, right?
Unfortunately.
So, you know, one of the things you want to do there is you want to consolidate, because rather than having, basically what they do is they give you a new loan every time you go into a new quarter.
Right.
So you end up with a gazillion loans. So you want to consolidate those loans because that's one payment as opposed to 50 of them. And you also get a set interest rate.
Okay, Tracy, for all my fellow FAU students and current alums who just recently graduate, what are the steps to consolidating these loans? What can our students in the South Florida community do to take your approach to make paying off these loans more easy or, adherable?
Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to keep up on the payments no matter what, if at all possible. I mean, things happen, but unfortunately, all bankruptcy and consumer protections have been stripped from all student loans. The government is looking at that right now, specifically private loans, because there are no protections. But, that hasn't happened yet.
I have a question for you, Tracy. And I'm not sure if you received this question a lot, but let me be the guinea pig or the naive one. Do you suggest any standard payment plans that the federal government offers, such as a 30-year payment plan where you pay low amount, but the interest rate adds an extra 5 to 6 thousands to your debt? Or do you suggest maybe a 10-year or a shorter payment plan to repay these loans?
Well, a lot of that depends on what you can actually afford. I mean, the truth of the matter is we've got to eat, we've got to put gas in our car. If we have kids, we've got to feed them. And even if we don't, we've got to feed ourselves. So there's certain things that are going to weigh out on your student loans, regardless. You might have to take the longer plan. Now, the thing is, the plans, and the bad part is they keep changing them. Okay, but usually if you're a teacher or a firefighter or a policeman or something like that, you can get forgiveness after 10 years, I believe it is. With the other IBR programs, you've got 25 years. The thing is that you need to do something so that, you're not, because this destroys your credit. Okay, you can't get an apartment. I'm having trouble getting internet right now because I defaulted on my private loans. Okay, private loans have a statute of limitation, though. That's a whole different thing. And I did do an event talking about all this at FAU recently with the sociology department. I'm hoping to get back there with the psychology department and go over these same things again, because what I found was almost nobody had loans of the people that showed up, but many of them were thinking about it, and nobody had a clue as to what was happening. So you need to go to the Department of Education site. You need to get educated on the different programs they have. Now, they have a lot of companies that will call you and say, hey, we hear you have student loans. We want you to consolidate. You pay them. Usually what it ends up is about 10% of your total debt, and then they break it up into monthly payments. Okay? And for some people, there definitely is a group of people that this works for, because it totally stresses a lot of people out. They don't want to, they lose track of dates. You've got somebody doing it for you. They're keeping it up for you. So that's always nice.
However, there's always a flip side, the other side to the coin.
It costs you money, and a lot of times you can't afford it. Now, you can go through and do all of this yourself. They will tell you it's like income taxes. You can do income taxes for yourself, but will you get everything?
Do you suggest doing that yourself, or
I did
should
it
you
myself.
go to a professional?
I did it myself because I had no choice. If you have no choice, you have no choice. You definitely need to take it in hand and do it. The professional, they're going to tell you, under certain circumstances, you might not want to consolidate certain loans. Maybe they're almost paid off and they're a low interest rate, and just to add them to that debt, it's just going to, you got to do the math. And if you can't do that, or, it stresses you out, you want to get a professional. If they don't tell you you can do it yourself, you don't want to deal with that company. Okay.
With that being said, we're going to go to our first commercial break.
All right.
Hopefully we have Tracy on the other end of the commercial set, and we can continue this conversation right here on FAU Today.
Thank you.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP, the number 2.TV.
You know who with FAU. It's FAU Today with Kory Mitchell. It's time to get in touch at 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. FAU Today with Kory Mitchell right now.
I know you guys are feeling that beat. Again, thank you to everybody tuned in right now on WNN 1470 and all those viewing us on M2.tv. This is FAU Today with a special guest, Tracy Marks, who is the host of We Are the People, that you can hear on WNN 1470 right before my show, 7 p.m. on Mondays. And before you know what? I don't want to bring it back too far because I want to stay on point right now.
Okay.
Literally moments ago, you spoke about you were on campus at an event speaking to the sociological.
Yeah, they actually put out a great spread, beautiful food. I was really impressed.
So was the students or the department?
It was the department that put it on.
So the sociology
department.
Okay.
They put it on. They actually, put out a really nice spread of food. They funded the whole thing. We had 5 different speakers there. Donald Cleveland was one of them. A book I highly recommend for all of you is Revitalizing America. It will give you some perspective on the way our government does some things, and you probably won't be too happy about it, but you need to be educated, right? Education is what changes things.
And with that, hopefully I can educate the South Florida community about other events taking place on FAU for the month of April. To start things off, this Wednesday we have our annual Freakers Ball concert. And this year, our headline and performer will be the artist Big Sean. And
Big Sean.
A lot of people may not know, he is the current boyfriend of the golden child of Boca Raton, Ariana Grande.
Oh,
so there are a lot of rumors that Miss Grande may make an appearance at Freakers Ball. And the tickets are for students and the general public. So if you want to attend this concert, make sure you buy your tickets now because I'm pretty sure you won't get them the day of. It will be sold out. This takes place at the Barry K Auditorium in our Student Union building. Make sure you're there. Come early. Come prepared to have a great time. April 2nd, Memory and Memorial, the Music of the Holocaust. I didn't want to speak of this event because I have a soft spot for the Holocaust because I don't believe in any harm doing towards any group of people, any genocide towards anybody whatsoever. And I'm only mentioning to you because from what I've been told, it's an uplifting event. It would talk about all the positive music that come from Jewish people who were in concentration camps.
That's a nice twist.
And I actually look forward to hearing that. Maybe it could be motivational, something that we can all use. And as Tracy said earlier with her speaker, maybe this event can bring some perspective to you about how fortunate you are to be living in this generation, one, and to not experience the Holocaust, two.
Oh, absolutely.
So make sure you plan accordingly. Thursday, April 2nd. April 10th, it's on a Friday. One of my favorite events, we have the FAU faculty concert. And for me, I've been told I have the shower singing voice of baby Jesus mixed with Fergie. However, I didn't get my invite to participate in the FAU faculty concert. But we have some real, actual good singers as employees. They teach within the music department. And it's going to be a great show. This is free for the public. Come out and enjoy some nice tunes.
So anybody can come. That's great.
I want all of South Florida there. The Boca Raton community should be at these events. Everybody wants to support FAU. FAU wants everybody's support. I'm giving everybody no excuses to not attend. I have all the events laid out there, and I want to see you. I will be there.
All right. So what else do we got going on?
Following the concert, the very next day at the Barry K Auditorium, there is a play, and it's called The Last Night at Ballyhoo. It was written by Alfred Urey. Hopefully I didn't butcher his last name. And this is a fairly new play. It debuted in 1996. However, it must be pretty good if it's still traveling almost 20 years later.
Yeah.
I personally haven't done my research on the play. I want the experience for me to be new once I watch it Saturday on the 11th. So make sure you're there. That is another free event at FAU's. Come out, support us. And the following day, this is a jam-packed weekend for FAU, April 12th. The University Symphony Orchestra is having an international showcase. By that showcase, I'm not sure if we're bringing in renowned composers or different orchestra groups from across the country or across Earth, because it is an international showcase. It may not be, It may not be limited to domestic talents. For one, I'm not into orchestra or symphony. However, I like Beethoven. If they play some Beethoven, I will be there.
You're all there. So now, what about parking with all these different things? Is there anything special people have to know about parking?
The only thing special you must know is parking on campus has been, still is, and forever will be a headache. We have designated
so
parking
give
places.
yourself time. And you need a credit card, too, if you're paying up front at the information booth.
That's correct.
So,
and for
no cash.
Some parking spots, you have to actually pay. You know, the little toll booths that say you have 3,
those
4 to
take
6
cash.
hours. Those do, and we also have free
If
parking
you can find
spots. If you park in the Student Union or just south of the baseball diamonds, there's 2 parking lots that are free for the public. Make sure you park there. And if you want to get around campus and it's between the hours of 7 p.m. and midnight, we have a shuttle service on golf carts called Night Owl. And to get a ride on Night Owl, call 561-297-NOWL on your keypad or your cell phone. Do not ask me what numbers those are because I don't know off the top of my head.
Repeat that one more
time. But
time.
just remember, it's 561-297-NOWL. Well, butcher that. NOWLS. Night Owls.
Oh, there you go. Night Owls.
That's
561
4 digits.
Night Owls.
297 Night Owls.
297.
And
Now we'll
owls.
confuse everybody.
We did. Hopefully you're not lazy enough to get a shuttle. You might just want to walk there
And if
yourself.
we totally confused you and you'd like to listen again, all you got to do is go to, what is it?
amp2.tv.
All right.
And if you want to be part of the show, maybe have a guest speaker participate and solicit any particular audience with this show, get in contact with me at amp2.tv or send an email at freddy@amp2.tv.
Oh, can I mention one more thing before I forget?
Sure.
A lot of the information that you'll want to find, you can go to my Facebook page. Well, not my personal one. It has a lot of articles. You can go to that one too. You can find it at Tracy, Tracy, Marks, Marks at yahoo.com. That's on my Facebook. You can find me. If you go and you type in "We Are the People, Students for Liberty," and you go to the files, you'll be able to see all the companies that have outsourced your jobs and a lot of the information with the links that you need to find the information that we were talking about here. So that's "We Are the People, Students for Liberty" on your Facebook page.
Do you have a blog page by any chance, or is everything run through Facebook?
You know, I actually do have a blog on the website, wearethepeople.tv. However, I have tech issues right at the moment. I haven't been able to get on that blog for a long time. I'm working on getting all that straightened out.
Well, listen, if you need any technical support,
I do.
www.amp2.tv. Ask for Freddie and tell him Kory sent you.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we have one more event to get to before we go into our final commercial break of the hour. And I saved this event for last because this event is special to me. Believe it or not, I used to dance back in the day.
You danced. Not now?
Believe it or not, back in the day, meaning 3 semesters ago, I was in the introduction to dance class at FAU. And each semester, we put on an event, or the dance department puts on an event called Dances We Dance Spring and Fall Showcase. And the Spring Showcase is taking place the weekend of April 24th and 25th. It's a Friday and a Saturday. Tickets for the general public and students is $10 to attend this event. And in a nutshell, it cultivates all the different classifications of dance through our school, the beginners, intermediate, advanced levels. It's about an hour and a half showcase of different original performances by our own student teacher choreographers. We have some student individual stuff and teacher choreography that they put together for classes. It is a great event, one, because I participated in it. I actually danced, wore, the spandex stuff,
Oh
and
my gosh.
did ballerina moves here and there. And then my dance instructor's bad because I didn't use the right terminology. But make sure you're out there. It's a great event. I want you to be there. I'm
$10
going to
is
be
cheap,
there.
too. That's a good deal.
$10 in Boca Raton is the equivalent to $1 anywhere
yeah,
else.
right. Absolutely. So does this money go back to fund these different programs?
You know what? I wish I can give you the right answer. I wish I can give you the political answer. But the fact is, I don't know where these $10 are going. It's definitely not going to pay back my tuition or my debt. So with that being
we'll
said,
have to work on that.
with that being said, we're about to take our final break of the show. Come back, we're going to talk about our former football coach, Carl Pelini, and a lawsuit he has. Find out right now on FAU Today.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv. The first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV.
You know who with FAU. It's FAU Today with Kory Mitchell. It's time to get in touch at 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. FAU Today with Kory Mitchell right now.
Look at the smile. This smile means you made the right decision going on www.m2.tv because I'm here entertaining everyone right now. Thank you for our listeners on WNN 1470, tuned in the South Florida Boca Raton community. And thank you for the host of We Are the People, Tracy Marks, being with us today, being a special guest on our show. And we greatly appreciate you talking about student loans, talking about all the consequences you have if you don't pay off those loans, and giving us options to repay those loans. Me being a current college student, me knowing that the majority of our listeners are current college students or recent alumni. Speaking from all of us, we greatly appreciate your contribution to the show, Tracy.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here and however I can help.
Okay, somebody else needs help right now.
Okay.
Our former head football coach, Carl Pelini. And if you're listening to the show last week, I informed you that he's now coaching again. He joined his older brother, Bo Pelini's staff at Youngstown State University. And if you remember, Bo Pelini was controversially fired from the University of Nebraska last year after a 10-win season. And Tracy, this is why Carl Pelini might need your help.
Oh.
He filed a lawsuit against a former FAU coach on his staff seeking $25,000 in damages.
Wow.
And if you're unfamiliar with the story, towards winter, I want to say December, but it could be November, so I'm just going to categorize that into winter of 2013, Carl Pelini was fired by our AD, Pat Chun. And a lot of rumors were that he was fired from drug use, being marijuana and cocaine use, while on a vacation trip in Key West. And according to an affidavit, a local realtor and FAU supporter, her name is Allison Stewart, she stated that she saw former coach Carl Pelini on a boat in Key West using marijuana and cocaine on the same day. And that affidavit was also matched by a former coach on his staff. I'm trying to find his name in this article. Here it is, Matthew Edwards. And this one is real tricky for me because my experience playing football and coaching Little League football, your coaching staff is sort of like your family. You develop continuity Everybody moves on one accord, and there's a understanding unity between the coaches and the players. We have a situation here where one coach, along with a FAU supporter, filed separate affidavits and complaints to kick our head coach out for drug use. And me being a student, I don't condone his actions. I don't believe it's right. However, I wasn't there, so I can't consider Carl Pelini guilty or innocent. And I hope everybody who is listening to this show or read articles about it have the same approach, because we don't know if Carl Pelini is guilty or innocent from his actions, but we all can agree that our AD, Pat Chun, made the right decision getting that situation out of our area, because we don't need any bad press or any negativity for FAU. So, Carl Pelini, who was recently teaching English at Southeast Community College in Lincoln, Nebraska, decided to file this lawsuit in damages, claiming that the former coach and the realtor lied on the affidavit just to injure his reputation and his name. And granted, we don't have a lot of drama that take place at FAU. I'm kind of excited to talk about this because I don't watch soap operas. I don't watch reality shows. This is my real life drama
You
right here.
have one right here, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the outcome. And Tracy, I know we spoke during the commercial break. You're not a big sports person, but how do you feel about this situation?
Well, I was a sports person when I tended bar. I ran all the football pools. Does that count?
Did you win a lot?
I did, absolutely.
Maybe you can give me some tips for this upcoming
Yeah, we'll
season.
work on that afterwards. So, yeah, well, like you said, it is a family thing. You don't expect somebody to turn on their own, so to speak. And it kind of puts the idea in people tend to make judgments from that without knowing.
Right. And in fact, that Allison Stewart and the former coach Matthew Edwards' affidavit was true, and Coach Carl Pelini was using illegal drugs.
But wasn't he on vacation?
He was on vacation. However, if the players have to stick to one standard, so should the coaches, in my opinion. And in a Sports Illustrated interview, Coach Carl Pelini himself said it's been very frustrating and embarrassing for him. There's a lot of false information and misinformation out there. Everybody seems to have a theory as to what happened. I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for me to go on an oath, state the facts, and what really happened. With that being said, FAU Today really happened. Tracy Marks was really here, and we really thank everybody tuned in on WNN 1470 and M2.TV. See you guys next week, and
Thanks,
go
Kory.
Owls.
Appreciate being here.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
And the